Greetings. Um, I'd like to actually start this evening off with some good advice. And that good advice came from Tyler Mitchell. I want to thank him. I don't believe he's here tonight. In spirit, he is, for putting me in this direction. Thanks, Ty. Now for the bad advice. Growing up, I was awkward. I was clumsy. Things just didn't really work out for me all that well. Nefarious, stinging insects would bite me. Girls would kick me if I pulled their hair. I was a klutz from the get-go. And so it kind of became evident to my family. I would be helping my elder Aunt Lil in the garden, and she would have me wheelbarrow stuff over to the compost, and invariably the wheelbarrow would tip over and I would go with it and I'd have to pick all this stuff up. Where it became really pronounced was at Christmas, my brother and sister in their stockings, they would get toys and candy. In mine, I would get 2 oranges, a trial pack of vitamin D, and a granola bar. Well, I was advised to go over to help Mr. Arnold, my neighbor. I don't know, I was 8 or 10. And I go over and Mr. Arnold, he says, "You see this, David?" He has an extension ladder up to the 2nd floor of his house. And right next to it was an 8-foot ladder. And he says, "Here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna clean up the storm damage on the roof and the gutters. I'm gonna put it in a bag, I'm gonna come down my ladder and hand it off to you." Okay. 2nd or 3rd step from the top of my ladder. So Mr. Arnold's up there, he's raking and cleaning and all this, and he gets this gigantic bag. It's huge. And here he comes down the ladder, and there's sticks poking out of it, and rancid water dripping from it. It's bulging. It kind of reminds you of that meteorite that fell outside of Winslow. It's a tourist attraction, and here it's coming. It's coming right at me. And I'm saying, and he puts it in my arms, and it's in my face, and he says, "You got it, David?" I try to tell him no, but I couldn't because I had a bag on my face. I was suffocating. And I could hear him going back up the ladder to repeat the process. Well, the ladder starts to tip and down I go. I'm knocked unconscious. And when I awaken, I am looking at not 1, but 6 garden dwarfs. And behind them is a flock of flamingos, pink. And I realized I landed in Mrs. Arnold's fairy garden. Well, for that night forward, these garden gnomes and these flamingos disturbed my sleep and a good part of my life moving forward. For instance, the gnomes would take me out looking for, this is in my dreams, the gnomes would take me out looking for treasures in the woods, the forest, and then they'd disappear and I'd be lost forever. And they would do stupid stuff, like put cottage cheese in my shoes and jalapeno peppers in my s'mores. It was just a nightmare. And this went on for some time, and I started having sleep disorders. I would get nosebleeds, I started snoring. When I was sleepwalking, I would flap my arms. I became a bedwetter. And then later in life, I started having premature ejaculations. Well, to make matters worse, I went into I entered the dystopian world of the Hershey School. And the worst advice I got was that I had to engage in sports. And I tried to tell these people I have an aversion to people throwing things at me. It just isn't going to work out. I can't catch, I can't do. I actually sustained a groin injury playing ping pong. Anyhow, throughout all of this nonsense, here I am today. And I do want to say this. When I leave the house to come over here, I look at the books on my bookshelf, and there's one that always brings a smile to my face. And the title of that book is For Whom the Bell Tolls. Peace.